morning. Thank you all for coming. As you can see, I'm holding an ABA ball, best known because it's red, white, and blue. And as I believe most of you know, that's what I'm all about, and that's what I bleed. So it's for me a proud moment to bring to you an American Basketball Association team here to the great state of Rhode Island, to the capital of Providence. So today I'm going to just briefly give you a little bit of why we're here, introduce some wonderful folks, and ultimately get to meet the team a little bit and obviously take some questions. So if I could hand this off, and I'm going to introduce the Mayor of Providence, who I have the pleasure of having in our company this morning. Good morning, Mayor. Mayor Angel Flores.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here with Gio, with Tony, with the Providence SkyChiefs. This is an exciting day for the city of Providence and for the state of Rhode Island. I think that this is just a continuation of the great work that Gio has done for our state, and the idea that after 30 years we can have professional basketball back in our state is very, very special. And the thought of having it, where else can you have it but in the capital city? So we're very, very excited about this opportunity. Not only is this good for the morale of our state, but it also will bring positive attention to our state. It will bring visitors to our state, and it's something that we need. Tourism is extremely important, and this will attract more and more people as well to the capital city, and will promote all of the great things that we have going on in our city, from food to water, fire to our great history. So I'm excited about the Providence SkyChiefs and look forward to having them kick off their season soon, and looking forward to celebrating with all of you on that special day. And I want to congratulate again Gio for his vision and his commitment to our city and to our state. We're a much better place because of it. So congratulations, Gio.
Thank you so much. Well, you know, why did I do this? So I'll, first and foremost, this was brought to my attention that you know, the opportunity was out there, and I did some homework and realized that if a first-rate product could be put together, that in fact it could sit amongst the other two major products that we have, which obviously are the Paw Sox and the Pea Bruins. So it made sense to me that we would have a basketball angle as well. So as we started putting together the team, I was fortunate to have previously worked with someone, Tony Lopes, who is now the general manager of the Providence SkyChiefs. And one of the things that I'm, you know, kind of highlighting as a business method in how to succeed is to get people who will make your decision if you're not there, okay? Get people who understand who you are and the standards that you have. And so those decisions will always be sound, they'll be profitable. We're here to make money, don't ever get confused, okay? This team, this product, players, this is a livelihood for a lot of people. And ultimately that's what's driving this, the opportunity to create jobs in Rhode Island. The other individual I want to highlight today is our coach. So Kyle Ivey-Jones, University of Rhode Island standout, I believe still holds the most points high school record on Long Island. Is that correct? Okay, so Long Island, that's the place the rest of the world thinks where we are right now. But we are in Rhode Island, for those who aren't sure. And then just very briefly, I want to give you somewhat of my tie to basketball. So I was on a state championship basketball team. I love saying that. But I sat the bench. I never played. I was in 10th grade. But you know, I remember and I recall, and I was very fortunate to have watched Tommy Garrick play, you know, in high school and then at the University of Rhode Island. And so for me, following basketball has always been kind of natural. The other thing is, although I'm a URI graduate and a proud alum, I very much, I'm proud of Providence College and all that they've accomplished throughout the state. I mean, it's really incredible. with such a smaller program, just taking on the titans of the world, and having seen all of that over the years, from the quality of the coaches to the players, etc. And now we have that down at URI and also the other programs throughout the state. Obviously, I can name all of them, but we're limited on time. The the Sky Chiefs. I want to get one thing very straight here. It has nothing to do with Native Americans. Okay, it's so goofy to me. No one does their homework before they comment. The Sky Chief is the iconic watch that Benris put out back in the 1940s and 50s. It served as the most accurate timepiece for aviators of that time. And what we've done as we launch Benris again is to create a replica of the Sky Chief, which is, from a business perspective, why I'm here. When we're in San Diego, when we're in Syracuse, when we're down in Texas or up in New Jersey, we're going to be the Sky Chiefs. And everyone's going to hear Sky Chief, Sky Chief, Sky Chief. And I'm going to be selling Sky Chief, Sky Chief, Sky Chiefs, hopefully. So, from a marketing perspective, of course. And that's absolutely right. Providence was very important for us to highlight. You're so correct. If you look at our logo, we put the Providence skyline in the logo, okay, so that the rest of the world can see, what we look like. We also put the 3 stars, which represent Benris. And Benris was a company that was founded by 3 brothers. One of them was Benjamin Lazarus, and that's how we came up with the name Benris. And so the 3 stars are our way of putting a stamp throughout the nation and around the world as a recognizable company and a product, so that when you see that, you in fact know that it's Benris. So with that, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything that I wanted to highlight here. I do want to say, when it comes to where we play, this year we will, be playing Rhode Island College, making sure we get, folks to have an outlet to come see the team and for obviously our team to play. We have a lot of good teams coming here. We also will be doing a lot of travel. And that is something that's very important. The ABA over many decades became a watered down product and now is being, or is seeing a resurgence. And so the teams will come down in number and a higher quality product will be brought to you. And so it's within this higher quality product that we want to reside. There are programs from Shreveport, Louisiana to Jacksonville, Florida, that are top-tier programs. You get 5,600 people in the seats. Okay, these are organizations we want to emulate to a degree. But at the end of the day, I guess most people know me. I want to be the top program. Period. There should be no other place that this organization, the Providence Sky Chiefs, belong. So we will be very competitive. I hope to bring a championship to Rhode Island. Part of the effort is also working with my hometown of West Warwick, Rhode Island. I'm hoping that through continued negotiations and discussions that I'll be able to rehab the West Warwick Civic Center and be able to add some seats and lights and a parking lot and a single entry point and paint the buildings and do all the things that are required to address some of our deterioration when it comes to infrastructure in this state. So, and that we could play there as well, and that will become home. And lastly, it's a show. Okay, we will have all of the elements of a show. It will be the loudest place you will ever watch a basketball game. It's going to have the best light show. We will have cheerleaders, we'll have dancers, we're going to have halftime programs. The national anthem will be prominent in what we do. We will incorporate the community. I did want to figure out a way to possibly make the state of Rhode Island an owner in it, meaning all of its citizens. Yet to figure that out. I know the Green Bay Packers do that, but they do it through a public offering, and we're certainly not there. But maybe there's a charitable trust or something that I can put together whose purpose would be to give back into sports and all of its facilities. If I now could, I'd like to have Kyle introduce some of the members of the team, or all the members of the team that are here, and give a little background. Okay, please.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kyle Jones. I'm the head coach of the Providence SkyChiefs, and thank you for attending this morning. A few of the players that we have here today, I just want to let you guys know that we have been working extremely hard for the past 2 months. We started out in training camp for 10 days back in September. We had 25 guys come in and participate in training camp and try out, and we dropped that number down to 12 with 3 alternates. So it's a total of 15, but we have 12 roster players. And like I said, we've been working hard, diligently in practice, going at it for 2 hours, 3 times a week, a couple of scrimmages here and there, a couple of exhibition games here and there. So we're preparing for our first game October 31st down in Baltimore. So at this time, I'd like to bring out Chris Davis, one of our point guards. Chris is a very athletic player, first time experience in the professional level, and he's been working very diligently to learn the plays, work hard, and be a communicator on the floor. Next we have Corey Wright Jr., Corey Wright Jr. Corey Wright, local product, played at St. Ray Fields Academy, went on to Marianapolis Prep, and finished his career at Landers University. So, I know his father's proud. Corey Wright played at PC, so he's got some basketball bloodlines in him. Next would be Deron Scott from California. Played at Cal Poly, Division II school, California. Deron is 6'8", can handle, actually played the point when he was in college. He's going to be more of a wing player for us, but very versatile. Next we have Brandon Stevens. Good morning, Brandon. Coach, how are you? Good, how are you? All right. Brandon played at UMass Dartmouth and has some professional experience overseas. Very good shooter, smart player, works hard on defense, and working very well. Next we have Shane DeRosa. Good morning, Shane. Shea High School standout, Bristol Community College, very good shooter. Pull up a number, some big numbers for us this year, as long as he learns how to use screens correctly.
Kyle, why mention his international experience?
Oh yeah, that's right. He played on the Cape Verdean national team, so he has some international experience that way. So it's coming along. Yep. Next we have Deshaun Wilson. Deshaun Green, my apologies. Deshaun Green. Good morning, Deshaun. Deshaun is one of our forwards who is a workhorse and verbal communicator. He talks very well on defense, gets everybody going. He's kind of like, not to say cheerleader, but he's our rah-rah guy. He tries to get everybody waking up in practice. Hey guys, it's kind of dead in here. Let's go. Let's wake up. So he's working out very hard for us. Next we have Demel Wilson. Good morning, Demel. Demel has some professional experience. Demel is one of our centers, shot blocker, very athletic, and he's been working extremely hard. Needs to talk a little bit more, but that's what we're working on. Right? Yes? And then we have Dave Storty, local product from Exeter, West Greenwich, played at CCRI, and very good shooter, very athletic. A lot of people, he's going to surprise a lot of people because if you're standing underneath the rim, he's definitely going to dunk on you. This guy has some major hops in. Then we have Mike Connery, another local product from Narragansett. Good morning. This guy's a dead-eye shooter. I've seen in practice where he's knocked down 10, 12 in a row in the scrimmage and just opened things up. So people are going to be on the lookout for him because they definitely got to know where he is. And last but not least, we have here today is Jonathan Lopes, another local product. Jonathan, how are you? And Jonathan is injured right now, but he's been in practice, working hard, filling out things, and just trying to work himself back in to be in basketball shape. So we do have a couple of players who are not here today. Zach Valaire, Mark Alexander, two guys who have been working hard and will help us out throughout the season. So thank you very much. Appreciate everybody coming. Please come out and support the Sky Chiefs. Don't worry, we're going to be good and we're going to win.
Thank you, Kyle. I did want to close by saying, before we take questions, you know, part of the makeup of the team, obviously, we control. So that should be driven primarily by talent. Obviously, we want to have the best team we can have. But there will also be, you know, consideration for those that are from the area, you know, whose careers, rather than take them overseas right away or other places, can now look to the Providence Sky Chiefs as an option and continue to develop as they create an opportunity for themselves to move on to other levels. So, you know, the same guys you're rooting for at the college's level, I hope that you will continue to see some of them play for the Providence Sky Chiefs that are from the area. So with that, I think if I could, I've learned a long time ago just to make sure. And Tony, did I miss anything?
No, you're
Tony,
good.
come on up.
Sure.
I did miss something. So I did want you to speak just to the schedule and maybe one or two highlighted events.
So we look forward. This is obviously, you know, the first of hopefully many interactions we're going to have with the Rhode Island media. And if you know Giovanni, as I'm sure you do, he does things very big in a very large way, both literally and figuratively. We're going to do this thing big, so we're going to do it right. So we got a great schedule coming up. So please follow us at Providence. Hey, man, Doug. ProvidenceSkyChiefs.com, and we look forward to interacting with you throughout the course of the year. One of the visions of Giovanni is to also bring the ABA championship to Rhode Island. So not only will we have a schedule where we play nationally, we'll play from San Diego down to Miami, up through New York, but conversely, we're going to bring the ABA to Rhode Island. So that's a big plan. So the end of January, 24th through the 26th, the last week of January, we're going to have the Venerous Invitational Tournament hosted somewhere here in Rhode Island. We're going to solidify the venue, but suffice it to say, it's going to be something that Rhode Island's never seen before. So we thank you again for your engagement now, and hopefully continue that throughout the course of the year. Thank you very, very much for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, with that, I'll conclude the formal part of this and take any questions that anybody might want to have or ask. Any questions?
I have a question which is probably more of a lead question than a team question. Sure. And again, forgive my ignorance because I'm not the sports guy, but you talked about the ABA over the years becoming diluted, more teams, now you're fewer teams, more talent. Is one of your goals to lure players who might ordinarily want to go to the NBA to get them to the ABA, and if so, how would you do that?
Okay, that's a great question, and I will answer it, but I would be remiss if I didn't also take a moment to remember Marvin Barnes, who you know, was selected by the NBA but chose the ABA and went on to be Rookie of the Year within that league, and who unfortunately passed earlier this year. So just, you know, do your reading, look at history, and you know, take a moment to always recall all of the great things that he did as well. So to answer your question, you know, absolutely. You know, I run a number of private enterprises under GF Asset Management. The biggest being Benris, and that's what I personally run as its CEO. That will have a number of sponsorship opportunities, and so yes, we have salary caps and everything else that we have to work within the limits, but that doesn't mean that we can't find other ways to also lure both local talent, national talent, and some big names who might want to come here. I don't know, I try not to laugh because I goof around sometimes, and you know, I was with my friends giving different examples of what we could do, and a lot of them were somewhat funny. But why not? Why couldn't I offer whatever and take a guy out of high school and forget going to UCLA? I don't know. I could. So maybe, you know, we could look at that. Certainly not now, but down the road, if we become a, you know, a viable entity, and a profitable one. And I can't stress that enough. I mean, you know, there's certain tenets in business to ensure your success. One of them is preparation key to victory. Okay. The other is to be capitalized and use your money wisely. And so, yeah, if I thought we were on the verge of, you know, having attendance that could be increased dramatically, or take us to other areas of the country that make sense for the overall revenue of my assets, yeah, I could do something like that and bring in a few big names. And the fact is, I am thinking of that. And you know, just being realistic, though, it's not going to happen in the next 12 or 24 months. But well, it could, you know, maybe 24. But we'll see what we put together first. Other questions? Yes.
In a league that obviously you guys are trying to grow, how big of a deal was it to get that contract with ESPN3?
Yeah, so I kind of came in kind of after the fact type of thing, but it definitely was an attractive piece for me to consider when I looked to do this, and I think it's huge, having an outlet for not even just overall basketball fans, but even to get, you know, the talented guys I have behind me, for their families and friends to be able to watch and see what they're doing. It's important, and I hope locally we would be able to come to also some sort of agreement with local outlets to you know, play the games on air, air the games, I should say. Thank you. Other questions? Okay, well, minus any more questions, I really, really appreciate the attention you all have given to us at such an early stage. And all I can promise is that we're going to work very, very, very hard, and we're going to be committed to this, and we're not going to rush to failure. We will do it right, and whatever that timeline is, we will follow it. But in, you know, a matter of a few years, I hope to have again a product that could be on the same level as a Paw Sox or Pete Bruins, which have taken decades, obviously, to put together. But we'll see what we can do in a short period of time. And again, I'd like to thank the mayor for coming, and all the gentlemen behind me. And also, Deb, why don't you come here for a minute? Deb is heading all of our marketing, so anyone interested in you know, sponsorship or advertising in the arena, and all of our program books, online, all of those things, now's the time. Which leads me to my last comment, which is tickets, right? Tickets are going to be very reasonable. They'll be $10, okay? So it should be where you can come and bring anyone you want as well. But there are, of course, steps in that process. There are a limited amount of season tickets once we have the arena set, and other options. All I know is there are very few times you can start from scratch and get your hands on some season tickets. And so I don't know what the exact number is. I was a poli-sci major, but when you add it all up, let's just say it was $700 or whatever it is. You know, grab them now and leave them to your kids and your grandkids and everybody else, so they can sit in the front and have other great seats. Now's the time to do it. There's only a couple of thousand overall. Obviously, we'll always have some for general admission. But when they do become available, I hope that you consider it as a you know, something you would want for yourself or your family, holiday gifts, all of that stuff. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day, and very much appreciate you being here. Take care.